Oh, oh, I guess I'm on. I don't even know. I'm sitting up here thinking the thing was not on, but I guess it's on. It says that I am. I'm clearing my throat and everything. So, uh, guys, if I am on, I appreciate it. The thing didn't tell me I was. So, I want to welcome you to another Inspiration in 30. That's why you see me looking all crazy in the beginning. Um, but we are here. It is Monday, March the 22nd. We are also, look at that. We already going into spring and everything. I can tell you right now, I really cannot see uh your comments like that unless I go on Facebook. The app that I'm using is still spinning around. So, but I can tell that I'm on because I can see the little thing moving around. So if you heard me clearing my throat and all that stuff, just forgive me. I ain't even know I was on. Okay. But I want to welcome you guys to another Inspiration in 30. Here we are. It is almost that time for spring. Spring is already here, right? Spring is already here. So, what I wanted to tell you guys really, really quick is thank you so much for your um, your feedback, your comments, everything. Why? Because uh, all of you guys who have joined the Girls Leap Elite, who are taking the courses, who hung out with Andrina, who hung out with Ellie, who hung out with me. I am so, so grateful. The feedback is just amazing. We wanted to make sure that we continue to give you guys our best. We're going to be sending you guys some forms and all that stuff so that we can make sure you're getting what you need. And you see, your sister got a fresh haircut, and I am so happy about that. But I cannot just say just how much you guys are not only inspiring other people, but you are inspiring me and my team. Um, all the good feedback we received, I'm just like, damn, we're gonna be able to, really take over the world. And it's because you decided to go ahead and love yourself. You decided to say yes. You decided to take this journey and walk this journey. So I'm excited about that. So what I wanted to talk to you ladies about today is how to just keep it simple, right? Because most of the stuff that I was reading is like, I can't wait for the next step. I can't wait to do this. I want to be able to do so much more. You got to understand, when you are on this journey, the biggest thing that you need is patience and simplicity. Okay? Patience and simplicity. Why? Because things can get out of hand really quick, right? And stuff can go crazy really quick. I was talking to one lady and she said, Gloria, I'm on my journey, and I'm really confronting some things about myself, learning what I love, what I don't like, and how I like, my life and things and everything, right? And so I said, that is great. And she's like, so what I decided to do is I decided to, you know, uh, 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 go out there and go talk to my mom, go talk to my dad, go, really talk to my family and just give them a piece of my mind. And I'm like, home girl, wait. Home girl, wait. Why? Because you got to understand, even though you're excited about everything, some people are not ready, right? Your family members are in a place where they're in their own world, right? So because they are in their own world, you busting out and coming to them and being excited about the stuff that you know and you're learning, everybody is not ready for, right? So we got to be able to keep it simple. We have to be able to know and understand that the journey that we're on and we're working on ourselves, we have to be able to internalize this stuff and start to continue to get ourselves stronger. right? Because she like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna tell my mom and daddy exactly how I felt and what I feel. And I'm like, homegirl, please don't have nobody come in here killing me, talking about you making you making you brainwashing, my daughter and all this stuff. And it's like, no, when you start to discover who you really are, when you start to get on this journey, it's just like a fire in you, right? Because the person who you really are is coming out, and it just wants to bust out and do all of these things that it wanted to do for so long. But you're going to run out of energy and you're going to burn out doing that, right? You got to be able to take a step back and understand and know, now that I'm living this new way, and now that I'm building up this new story of mine, I want to be able to not only share it with the world, but I want to be able to get stronger in me and know what it is that I can do and what makes me tick and how I want to be for the world, right? And let me give you a good example. When I started on this journey, right, my friends would tell you, and I'm gonna show you, I had this book, right? I went to Walmart and I got this book. And in this book, of course, I started writing my stuff. I keep this stuff because this book was the start of my healing journey, when I finally discovered that it was time for me to get my shit together, right? So what I did was is I said to myself, I said, I'm going to go ahead and start writing down the things that I know that I want to change about myself, right? So check this out. So if you can't see it, but these were my notes, and it says, I can show you. It says notes, and look at the date. If I could show you, it says 2016. You see it right here. Well, this way. You see it right here where it says 5/23, 2016, right? The first thing that I wrote right down here is that I I know I know that I am more than who I say I am. I know that I know that this journey that I'm on is going to help me and propel me to be the person that I know I am. The greatest thing that I know about myself is that I have a lot of changes to do, and I'm ready and I'm willing to do it. I think the only thing that is stopping me is not only the way I think, but my feelings towards uh, the people who I feel hurt me, or the people that I feel has done me wrong, right? And then I just go on and on, right? I mean, like, I was going off. A sister was up here diagramming, diagramming, because I was so excited, and I used to do this every day. And I would meet with my friends. Look at this. I would do all this kind of stuff. And I would meet with my friends and I would just tell them all of these good things, and they would just sit there and they would say, "Man, Gloria, you really on this journey." And I would tell them, it is time for me to really figure out who I am and what I like. And I ran out there and I was just telling them all these different things, right? But what I understood is that everybody is not going to be ready to hear everything that you are discovering about yourself, right? They're not going to be in a position to understand and know because they're not where you are. That's why you have to be able to be surrounded by people who understand and know and been and on the same journey as you. Does that make sense? That's why you have to be surrounded in a community. That's why we exist. Because when it finally clicks for you and you start doing all this work, right? You start discovering everything, like I told you before, you are going to, some people are going to drop out of your life, right? They're not going to only drop out of your life, but they're not going to hear what you're hearing. They're not going to understand what you're saying, right? Look, I said to myself, I'm trying to find something that I wrote where it finally clicked for me, right? Because I mean, when I say that I went through this whole thing, I just went through this whole thing. And one of the things that I was doing was putting my affirmations on my little notepad every day. And I was just writing stuff down because I said to myself, if I'm going to get this, I have to be able to see and know what it is that I want to know in my brain every day so that I'm not having those negative thoughts that come up and tell me that I can't do it and I can't do this. And you know what I'm saying? So, simplicity is very important, right? Giving yourself time is very important. Learning, continuously learning and building is where you are right now. You're like a baby, right? Who has discovered who they really are. And now you're trying to run out there and do all of these things. Give yourself time to grow. You don't have to run someone else's race. You don't have to run out there and be so complex, right? You don't have to conquer the world in a day. Give yourself time to develop and grow because that's how you last. That's how you sustain. Because you're going to run into challenges and barriers as you go along in this journey because your environment is going to change. If you still have parents who are living, they're going to look at you differently. Your friends are going to look at you differently. Your coworkers are going to look at you differently. Your man, your girl, whatever it is that you like, is going to look at you differently. It's going to be for the better, right? Or it's going to be for the worse. But guess what you discover when that happens? You discover those people who are really for you and who's willing to go on this journey with you, right? Who is willing to go on this journey with you? And you get to see the mindset that you had before you made a decision to change. I promise you, you will. Because when you decide to share this with your friends about how excited you are and what you found out, as soon as they say one negative thing, you can't get upset with them. You can't say, why you being so negative? That's who they are. That's who you were. You get it? That's the reason why you guys were able to sit and chat and talk all the time because you shared the same mindset. But now that that has changed, now you will see, well, damn, Karen actually this whole time I ain't even know it. But she really never spoke life into me. She will always speak that lack of, you know, how broke we are and, you know, how we live in check to check and how we need to go borrow money and how we need to go do these things. And now that I'm learning what I'm learning, I don't even want to hear that anymore. Right? I don't even want to be around that anymore. And so Karen is just telling you the thoughts and feelings that you had. I don't even know why you're doing that anyway, girl. You know, you're going to go out and spend all this money, trying to get yourself healed and all this stuff. I mean, that's all fine, well and good, and it's okay and it's great. But come on now, those things don't last. Them people just be sitting up there trying to take your money, trying to tell you all this stuff, and then nothing happens. You still broke, you still working two jobs, you still doing all this, and now you done spent that money and nothing happened. You be like, uh-oh. I guess Karen and I can't sit up here and talk about these things, right? Doesn't mean that Karen is a bad person. Doesn't mean your mom and dad is a bad person. Doesn't mean that the people you are around are bad people. They're not. It's just that you changed. You hear me? You changed. You believe in something more. You believe in something better. You put more faith in you. You started to love yourself. You started to decide that nothing is more important to you than your happiness. You made a decision that from this point forward, whatever it takes, you're going to be happy. And because of that, guess what happens? Everything around you has to change now because you got new lenses on. Does that make sense? You got new lenses on. You don't have that lens of lack on your mind anymore. Now, let me tell you this. It doesn't mean that it's not there, right? It doesn't mean that you don't get fearful. It doesn't mean that it doesn't creep up on you. What I'm saying is that now you have something, you have a process to help you flush that out so that you can continue to believe in yourself and your dream and the love that you have for yourself. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that you need to get rid of these friends. They'll drop off on their own if you are too out there and too positive and too whatever, right? They'll just drop off. But if something in you resonates in them, they'll come with you along the journey. They'll support you. They will be there for you. They will understand and know that it was probably something in them that they just didn't talk about, that they was probably practicing at home, right? That they felt that they could not share because it was something private for them. But what you have to understand is that you have to be able to keep it simple, right? You have to know that this journey is lifelong, ladies. It is lifelong. It never ends, right? But you enjoy it and don't get mad if other people don't embrace you, right? Don't get mad when other people don't embrace you. Don't get upset because they can't hear you. Don't get upset when they give you their opinion and that opinion sounds to you like it's coming from a place of lack and negativity, right? What we do is when we are faced in those situations, you listen and you say to your friend or whoever you're around, I can understand how you feel that way because I used to be there too. But I'm working on myself and I'm changing. And even though you see life that way, I don't know more. I am pushing myself to believe that there is something better. I am working through my issues. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I want for my life. I'm trying to sift through my own shit to figure out how can I become the best version of myself. And so you tell them, I hear you and I understand where you are. That's just not me no more. Right? And it's that simple. You don't have to argue back and forth. You don't have to go ahead and say, oh, I can't be around you anymore. Show them through your actions just how much your life has changed and how have you changed. Right? Actions always speak louder than words. Yes, they're going to be waiting around like, oh man, as soon as something happened, I can't wait to say I told you so. That's always going to happen. But who gives a damn about that? We know if we fail, we fail. We pick ourselves back up and we do it again. Because as we're doing this work, we understand that failure comes with it. Being uncomfortable comes with it. Having setbacks come with it, right? That's just the nature of the game. Either if you're working on yourself or you're working on your business and you're trying to figure out which way you want to go, the challenges are just going to be there. They're never going to go away. As you go higher, they get bigger, right? But I tell you this, ladies, and I promise you, and you will see as you continue to walk this journey, the more you keep it simple, the better your life will be. What does keeping it simple mean? Let me explain that. Keeping it simple means in everything that you're doing, just ask yourself, how would the new me best approach this situation? That's all. That's exactly it. How would the new me approach this situation? How would the new me send this email to my boss? How would the new me speak to my friend, my family? Right? That's it. That's it. And continue to do your work, right? Continue to make sure that you are building yourself up and getting stronger because you're going to need it. Because there are some of those who feel very strongly about being where they are and will try to convince you that the life that they have and the life that you live is what life is. You know, the biggest thing that we face when we are on this journey, y'all, is that person that says, oh, I remember how you used to be. Now, you all this righteous person talking about you've changed and that you were on this new road and you doing all this stuff and maybe you turned vegan and you doing all you exercising, you out there trying to live your best life. Child, I remember when you were in the clubs and you were sleeping with all kind of people, you were smoking, you were drinking, you were doing all that kind of stuff. And now you just found a newfound way of thinking and you just think you better than everybody. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it will. It will. Okay? It will. And how do you handle that? The same way I said before. How would the new me approach this? First, you have a choice to respond or not. The second thing is, you can say, you know what? You are right. Yes, I was out there. Yes, I was doing my thing. Yes, I was living my life and I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed everything. I would not even take it back, right? The only thing I did was redirect my focus. Instead of being out there giving my body away, doing all this crazy stuff, doing the wrong thing, I just diverted my attention towards me, towards loving me, right? So it doesn't matter. I still go out, I still party, I still drink, I still do all that stuff. It doesn't change the fact that I can't have fun, right? It doesn't make me boring. This journey enhances my life. So, you know what I'm doing? Instead of drinking myself into a stupor where I'm throwing up, I'm toasting and drinking my champagne because I finally discovered how good my life is. I'm celebrating that and I'm okay with that. Instead of me giving my body away, sleeping with all kind of people that I don't know, I'm deciding that the next person that I'm with, that I'm intimate with, is going to be the person that I want to be with, or that person that I want to get to know and really be able to communicate with. Doesn't mean I'm stopping, right? I'm just redirecting the focus. I'm just not having uh I'm just not having those bad behaviors. I'm just turning the things that I like to do around that suits me. You get it? And it's just that simple. A lot of us get stuck in that situation where we feel like, oh man, we gotta go ahead and stop drinking, stop hanging out, stop doing all that. No. Well, that's your choice if you want to do that, right? But what you start to understand when you do this work, that there's a time for everything. That's all. Sometimes you got to get by yourself and work and meditate and, you know, do your inner work. And then sometimes you get to hang out and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You get to do all those good things that you want to do, right? And that's okay. Your life is your life. However you want to live it, that's what you do in a good way. In a way, and let me define good. Good is the way that is pleasing and peaceful and happy to you, right? As long as you're not harming anybody, as long as you're not putting someone else in danger, do you. And I don't, and who gives a damn what people think, right? Some people don't get out of bed because of another person's opinion. Some people change their whole hairstyle and they looks because of other people's opinions. That ain't us no more, right? That ain't us no more. Those people were toxic people. And the way that we deal with them is in the simplest way possible. How would the new me show up? What is it that I can do to continue to move myself in the right direction and face this person? Because again, they're not trying to be mean to you. They're not trying to hold you down, right? They just don't know no better. They don't think like you anymore. Well, let me reverse that. You don't think like them anymore. That's it. So we don't judge. We don't get mad. We don't do any of that. We just say, How would my best self handle this? And however it is that your best self will handle it, you handle it and then you move on. And if it's not worth your time, you get rid of it. You get it? So, my point today is I want you to celebrate who you are. Celebrate the fact that you are on this journey. Understand and know that it is lifelong, so you don't have to sprint. Do something every day that will get you closer to your goal and that will help you know and understand just how powerful you are and continue to move in a direction that will give you peace, that will bring you joy, and that will give you the happiness that you want, right? And when the naysayers and the people and all that stuff comes up that sit up here and want to tell you about you, who believe they know you better than you know yourself, make a choice. You either gonna listen or don't give it no thought. Just be like, hey, I understand, but that ain't me no more. If that's what you want to continue to talk about, I'm not here for it. You see? And that's it. Run your own race because you are the only one that carry yourself around every day. Okay? It's like what our coach Ellie said, become your best friend. Become your own best friend. Because at the end of the day, you make the choice to determine how you feel. You make the decision on what's going to happen to you in the future by whatever it is that you do today, right? And that's it. That is it. It's just as simple as that. So keep it simple. Don't let those things overcrowd your mind. Don't get all stressed out because now you're on this new journey. You feel like you got to do this, that, make all this stuff happen because now you got this new way of thinking. Girl, no. Eat that elephant one at a time. Enjoy it, savor it, right? And watch and see how things continue to change in your life. I'm telling you, it might be boring sometimes, right? A little lonely, but I promise you, it is all worth it. It is all worth it, right? So that's what I got for you ladies today. Um we have classes this week, ladies. Oh man. Hold on, let me see. We do have classes this week for our girls late. If you are on our newsletter list, you'll be able to see it on our newsletter. And also, yep, and also I just saw it. So let me put it out. You go to girlsleap.com and go ahead and sign up. Uh, I want you to know that the classes you could come and join. And then, after that, if you want to watch the replay or get some more classes, it's only 17 bucks a month. Come on in. You get access to everything, all of the coaches, ask your questions. Again, this is where the work happens, right? This is the work, meaning that you get to stay connected in the community where you are getting the food that you need to grow. That's very important, especially now that you're in this stage. You gotta be able to stay in an environment where you're hearing positivity over and over and over again. You are working through your issues with someone. You're not doing this shit alone because that's how you fall off the bandwagon. You can't do it alone because if you could, then you would have been further along than where you are right now, right? Books is only going to tell you but so much, right? Only because you get a choice to read whatever it is that you want. But when you're working with someone, you're talking with someone, you're developing a relationship with someone, it's like a friend, right? You start to understand and know that it's not as hard as you think it is because you know you have the support around you. And that's what that is. So, all right, ladies, I gotta go. It is Monday. I hope you enjoy your day. Um, Let me know what you think about the classes and everything. You will be getting emails. Let me tell you this, you will be getting emails to go ahead and sign up for the classes. Please don't unsubscribe and all that stuff or whatever. We just want you to know that they're gonna be coming out. Yeah, the payment is gonna be taken out automatically, but we send you an email before it's taken out just to remind you that it's about to be taken out so that we can not have like any issues or anything like that or whatever. But yeah, we do that. We do our due diligence. Natalia is great with that. So with that being said, I love y'all and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I have to figure out how to shut this thing off because it says I'm shut off, but we'll see. All right. I love you guys. Bye. Do, do, do.